What's up, guys? I got another one of my replays actually to show from the recent mixed scrimmage that we had between Omicron and Reddit Row, where we kind of mixed up guys, which is fun. You can kind of attack your own guys, and you know, there's a lot of trash talking that goes on. So this base, if I'm not mistaken, had never been 3-starred. It was in the RWCS war with one hive and another couple wars, and I told him ever since he built it, if you just do a queen walk in the north and jump in, I was actually saying jump in down here between the sweeper and the archer tower to get to the queen that way, but that's actually not what I did, and the reason why was because I really wanted to try out the new drag queen, which I don't know, is that what it's called? I don't know. I'm going to put that as what it's called, but where you just use a couple drags and a rage to kill the queen, right? So you just make a little funnel down here, and the dragons will do everything to get to the queen. They get shot by the queen one time, and then they aggro on her, and it really only takes 2 shots under rage to kill even a max queen, which is pretty freaking awesome. If you can get 3 dragons on there and keep them alive, it's even better, but in this case I didn't do that, and that's why I also used a rage, because I didn't expect them to stay alive, but I wanted to make sure they took the queen down. So, anyway, I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my queen right up here in the north and walk her down to the east. And he actually has a Tesla right here that was meant to prevent that, I guess. But the position of the Tesla, my queen can still reach it without going around. So I still have a dark barracks and a gold mine in order to be a breadcrumb trail to pull it back around. After my queen's coming down, I'm going to start my dragons down in the south by making a funnel with a minion on this dark barracks, dark spell factory right here. And then I'm going to drop 1 dragon on this elixir storage and 1 on this gold storage. And they're just going to funnel right to the queen. So where I drop it on this gold storage is going to come over here next, and then this will be almost dead. The queen will be able to see them right when they're sitting here. Just drop a rage, and I drop a couple hogs also once this cannon's down to kind of take out these defenses, just to help out with my cold-blooded, whatever you want to call it. But what I'm doing with my golem is I'm going to drop him in and set him on this mortar here and put a healer on him. The reason I do that, for especially on like a 1 golem attack, is because he's sitting there a long time, right? So typically on a shadowed attack, you're going to lose your first golem because he's going to be tanking a lot of the outside defenses, and the other one stays alive as it gets inside. In this case, he's just sitting there so long tanking, waiting on my queen and waiting on, you know, the trash buildings get cleaned up. It's not bad to have a healer on her. They're going to get inside pretty quickly and take down this air defense. I don't actually remember if the healer survives or not, but I think that the healer, I don't know, we'll watch it, but either way, they can take these 2 air defenses down pretty quickly, and those healers very well could stay alive, right? That's kind of the thought behind it, and it's cheaper than bringing another golem, right? Because I'm still trying to get all the way to the middle of the base, but I only have 1 golem, and what's been taken out by my queen, right? So I'm actually going to drop my jump on this compartment right here, and my thought behind that is that my golem will jump over here to this cannon, and my king will sort of follow him there too, but my queen can actually come and jump into this compartment over here without ever actually going down to the south bit, so she doesn't get distracted by these things here because of this double giant bomb right here. So if I'm able to get rid of this Tesla, and I think there's 2 Tesla up here actually, then I'm fine. And I think the way I did it, I actually ended up kind of dropping a couple hogs to help out, but I'll go and play it. That's the idea though, do a queen walk and then have the dragon to kill the queen. So you can see my queen is starting her walk now, and I kind of thought that this spell factory would stay up and be a breadcrumb, but it didn't end up working that way. But that's okay, I still have this dark barracks up. As I mentioned, the Tesla pop, but she can reach it from there. I started making my funnel with my minion pretty immediately, and my dragons are going to center on this gold storage down here as my queen is slowly walking around. I'm going to drop a rage, which is actually a tile off, but they're fine, they got inside. So they catch the aggro from the queen, and you see it, like literally 1 hit from each of them and she's gone. That was a level 25 queen. I dropped these hogs because they were pretty much tanked, and I can take out that mortar, and I'd done it so I could make this funnel. And I also got the CC on the queen, which I didn't want. So I ended up phasing her, and I tried to drop a wizard to help out, but he ends up going down here. And I also, as you saw, dropped a wizard down here to make a funnel, and then I looked back later and realized that he died. I should have dropped him up here, so he's outside the range of this archer tower. But anyway, I noticed that in time, but I just didn't have this guy for cleanup anymore. Lava Hound's already down. The King's about to start going inside. This healer's still up. That healer got hit by a puff or something, you know, like no real damage to it. I'm gonna actually rage, which I didn't necessarily need, but hey, why not? Like I mentioned, I brought those hogs because of how my queen was taking. I didn't want that double giant bomb to still be in play. So that Tesla goes down. Those little guys, they're gonna make tiny bacon, and at this point, I mean, like when my hogs came in, there were some defenses down here, but pretty much all the defenses were in this one little circle, which has a giant bomb there for sure. I mean, but I have a heal for it. So everything is tanked inside that heal, or everything's protected inside that heal. Things are tanking on my queen right here, and there isn't much that can stop me. There was one issue with this archer or air defense not going down, and you'll see it because there's another giant bomb there. And what's going to happen is they're going to get everything down and then come over here and end right here. And oh, I guess they split actually. That was a pretty lucky split. Jeez. So, you know, a lot of those guys are only half health at this point. But I still had plenty of cleanup. I wanted to have a wizard down here, which I was saving, but that other wizard died on the funnel. But that's okay. My hogs are just split nicely. And, yeah, not much else to do. I think I finished the raid with, like, 15 seconds left, or some 30 seconds even, I don't know. It's still a lot, even without that cleanup wizard. But anyway, yeah, I want to experiment more with these types of attacks, these drag queen attacks, on these exposed queen bases, right? So, like, it's cheaper than doing a cold blood, and even if you're just trading it, right? Even if you're using a heal and just actually trading it for the queen, it's not that much, because it typically is also going to help your pathing, and I mean, it's going to let your golems get to the core a lot easier to be tanking for the expos and stuff, and I don't know, I really enjoy this attack, and I'm going to keep experimenting with it more to see more of these drag queens. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Y'all take care.